Hi, this is Marius. Marius suffers from a neck and upper back pain and a tightness in the right side of his neck and upper shoulder. But also he suffers from tingling numbness sensations in his right arm. This is due to his bodybuilder work in the gym, but also because he's a manager director, so he does a lot of office work. Because of his bad posture while he's sitting down, that contributed into his upper back and neck pain. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take Marius through why he's got that pains in a minute. So Marius, I'm going to explain to you why you've got these problems. So how to avoid it next time. So it's very important to do it so we understand what happens to you. So I'm going to use this lumbar regions because on the neck it's not very clear. Yeah. As you see, this is the disc. This disc between these two vertebrae. When these two vertebrae come close to each other, now the Western medicines usually say is because of the wear and tear on the actual disc. Yeah. And that's why the actual two vertebrae come close to each other. Yeah. But in a copper therapy, we actually use the muscles. So the muscles, when the muscles are tight, as you see, these muscles are attached to too many vertebrae. So when these muscles become tight, these muscles become shorter, and this is how they pull these two vertebrae. Right. So what we do at CT Clinic is we reverse this. So we will do a lot of manipulation, stimulation into the muscles. Then we will do the manipulation into the vertebra itself to move these vertebrae away from each other. So what happens is you've got this disc between these two vertebrae. When these two vertebrae become close to each other, because these muscles which are attached into too many vertebrae is actually extend, the actual disc extend. When the disc extend, then it will trap the nerve, just like in this skeletons. See there, this is the disc. When these two vertebrae come close to each other, they will actually extend and then they will trap this nerve. And this is when you have a tingling and numbness, heavy sensations. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to find out which muscles are actually tight by examining you, and then after that we will do this manipulations. Okay. All right? Yeah. Let's go in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to examine Marius and find out exactly where his pain is. So I've got 1 point there.
Yeah.
Is it standard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing there. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is tight.
Yeah.
There is tight.
Yeah.
This is standard as well. Yeah. You will find out, Marius, that when we start working, it's actually your left side that will be more tender than the right side. Because what caused that pain is actually the left side. The right side is what compensated to it.
Right.
So, and you will see the right side is even getting better before the actual left side. Yeah. Because this is where your main pain is. But you would not know this. Okay? So I'm going to take you now into the treatments. Let's go for it. I'm trying to break all the lactic acids on the actual tight muscles, which trap the nerve. So if I actually just do the right side, it's not actually gonna work. The pains will come back much quicker and he will have a relapse. So we have to do the both sides. So like you see, I'm doing now the left side. So on this side now, before I've seen all these tight muscles, so for me to actually go a little bit deeper, I'm just gonna put the hands there and pull that shoulder blade away to go a little bit deeper, because the muscles but unfortunately we just have to go really deep, very close. I'm actually that far from the spine. I am not even like half a millimeter or one millimeter away from the spine, because what causes the actual pull the vertebra close to each other, like I said before, is these tight muscles which they are attached directly into the spine. So this is why I'm very, very close. So please don't try to do this at home, okay, or try it on each other, because you very easily could actually damage some ligaments. Okay, so I'm going a little bit now to the lower part of the trapezius. Okay, so I'm breaking that lactic acid, then I'm actually moving it away. There. The beauty thing about the copper therapy is that the results are pretty much instant. So over 90%, 95% of the patients will actually feel the improvement after even one session, even if this pain has been for 3 years, 10 years, 15 years. When we find out what is going on and we trigger it properly, then we will get an instant result. Okay, so I'm gonna now move into the neck and just look at the neck very quickly. So there. Okay. This is a very common point there that is always pretty much tender with the patient. So there we just use the finger. Look how deep I am into the actual muscle. People might have a migraines, might have blurred visions because of the actual neck pain, because it would have trapped a nerve, and that nerve caused that like a blurred visions or a migraines. Like you see that I'm doing both sides, and I don't know if you actually hear this, he's actually making more noise when we go into the left side, because like I said before, his main pain is left side, it's not actually right side. So sports people, footballers, they love copper therapy. The footballers and the bodybuilders, they have this strong muscles. To get to the deep muscles, it needs a really unique technique, and copper therapy provide this. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna manipulate the vertebrae. Before I found out that he's got a locked vertebrae between T5, T6, and T6, T7. So I'm gonna go with this first. Okay, so can you breathe in, please? When you breathe out, just relax, nice and relax it. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna move into the neck. So if you just lie on your back, please. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna manipulate his neck. Just relax it. Relax that. Okay, now move your head into the right, into the left. See the range of movement? It's very good now. Do you have any pain when you actually lifting your... Okay, do you have actually any pains now? If you just sit up, please. Let's just see, how is you...
Yeah.
Do you have actually any pain on that now?
No.
On the right side?
No.
See, the range of movement is much better now. Okay, but with a few sessions, it will get even much better, and you will actually go back to a 21 years old man. Okay? No problems.
Okay.
It was my pleasure.
About 3 years ago, I pulled my right shoulder during a shoulder press, and I knew something had happened because immediately I felt it inflamed. So I stopped training, went to the local chemist, got myself some ibuprofen, some paracetamol, and trying to see and put an ice pack on it to see if I can resolve the issue myself. In fact, over the course of the weeks, the pain actually progressed and the situation got worse. I couldn't sit at work and concentrate at work. So I started going to see various consultants and pain specialist companies. And over the course of the 3-year period, I pretty much went to see everybody that was worth seeing in the whole of the Northwest. After complaining about the pain to a friend of mine, he recommended for me to come and see CT Clinic due to their unique copper therapy. At first I was a little bit skeptical because obviously I've seen so many specialists and they all say the same thing, but in all honesty, after I came to see CT Clinic and one of their practitioners, within the first treatment I was actually pleasantly surprised, and I found myself within the 3 weeks of treatment I was a totally different person. I'm now back at the gym. I obviously still come back and see him just for maintenance, and I found myself a lot more flexible with it. I would definitely recommend CT Clinic to anybody suffering from sports injuries to any form of injuries, especially ones that you've struggled to resolve through other specialists. Any form of pain at all, due to their unique couple therapy. I was really impressed with the results that I got from it, and also just to be mindful of how these injuries can occur on your day-to-day life, and prevention is better than cure. That's the message I definitely got from all of this.